All right, first let me have you say your name and your title for the record.
Mark Allen, head of Jeep Design.
All right, Mark, you are responsible for the new Cherokee, and it is a departure for Jeep loyalists. So tell me what the inspiration was for this vehicle.
Well, first off, people will notice it's not a box.
Right.
The outgoing vehicle was a box, the Liberty. The point here was if it's going to be really efficient, it's got to look efficient. It's got to communicate that through the shape. This vehicle cuts a much more efficient profile. Aerodynamics are really important now for us for fuel economy. So it's got a much sleeker, faster windshield. It's more derived from the Grand Cherokee side of the family, style-wise. So you'll see a lot of sculpting and muscle in the sheet metal. The windshield's real fast. We call it a laid-back windshield. But it's also got to be its own animal. It's got to be its own design. So you'll see, especially the front end is quite a bit different. The 7-slot grille is now raked back, and we picked that up really from the 74, the full-size Cherokee. We've used that key on a couple different vehicles through the years. The XJ had it for a little while, and the Wranglers. But here it's much more amplified and detailed in these 7 separate boxes with a chrome frame.
And it's no longer one piece, right? It's 7 separate
7 slots.
It must be more expensive to manufacture too.
Well, I think it is, but it's the way we've integrated the grille and the hood in one piece. It's an aluminum hood. And you'll see hints of Jeeps from the past. Particularly the shape of the hood is kind of CJ-like. There's a CJ5 detail on the middle of the hood. We derived it from the CJ. A lot of people ask me about the lights. Why are the lights like this? What we've done is the headlight is actually down here. It's a projector headlight. And then the daytime running light, it's an LED light. It's up here. It's on all the time when the vehicle's running. That does a couple things. It sets up the signature of the vehicle. But if you look at it closely, there's really not a corner. It's very swept back, and it helped us with aerodynamics. And this vehicle is sold worldwide. Pedestrian protection is an important part, and that helped us through that.
So you got to get the hood a little bit higher, so if the car hits a pedestrian, they don't slam.
Much friendlier surfaces, breakaway things. So the rest of the vehicle, all the way down the side, you'll see this spline line, this sort of horizontal line goes all the way around the vehicle. That helps differentiate the upper and the lower. The upper is very sleek, the lower is more purposeful. You'll see the cladding, the things that get drugged through the rocks and the dirt. Trapezoidal wheel arches, always been on Jeeps. It came from the very first MB Willys Jeep, that folded front fender. It's a detail that we will use over and over. It's always been there on Jeeps, and it's an important part of our styling history.
Talking about the Trailhawk, that's the off-road worthy one, right? That's a little different.
Trailhawk, yes. Real different animal. Much more aggressive approach and departure angles on it. So when you come up to an event or a rock or something, the vehicle sits higher. It's about an inch higher in suspension, but then a larger OD tire. So the whole vehicle is about 2 inches higher off the ground. It's wider. It's got a wider track. It's got its own special tire.
Those hooks on the front, I noticed.
Tow hooks. We talk about tow hooks a lot. They're getting more and more difficult to engineer, particularly on this kind of a vehicle. But we're still going to do them. It's an important part of the Jeep, the rescue message. I can pull you out or get me pulled out if I go too far. To the point where we're painting them red on the Trailhawk just to signify it's like this is an important part of Jeep. There's 2 on the front and 1 on the back, and they're rated at 1.5 GVW of the vehicle.
And it's trail rated. I see you've got the
It is trail rated. All Trailhawks are all four-wheel drive. It has a real low range and a locking rear axle. We did take them down the Rubicon. That was the vehicle. In the beginning, we thought, well, let's just see if we can get it through, and it performed outstanding, beyond even the engineer's expectations. And it did the whole Rubicon unassisted.
You really broke from tradition. I mean, the last Liberty was very boxy, very truck-like, and this is the exact opposite. Like you said, it's more of the Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, the Liberty was really, derived really more from the Wrangler side of the family. Flat panels, stood-up glass. This vehicle is much more the Grand Cherokee side. There's muscle in the fenders. They're integrated a little bit better. A lot of Grand Cherokee, particularly in the rear corner, the D-pillar. But then there's still pieces of Jeeps that we love. The Wrangler is in there.
Big, hidden, what do you call them?
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. We have.
What are the Easter eggs? Give me a couple.
There's one, for instance, at the base of the windshield that's built into the frit, and it's an homage to the old Willys Jeep. Yeah, you see it from inside the vehicle.
Oh yeah, look at it. It's right there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
These are they're a good way to connect to the past with Jeep. Jeep's kind of, it's still got that whimsical fun factor to it, but it's a little quieter. You don't have to shout out these things. Just having a Jeep kind of, elicits that from people.
Well, thank you very much, and
I
appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
You bet.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Nathan, there's a big elephant in the room. No, it's right here. The brand new Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, yeah. Unusual to look at.
Yes, it is. But you know what? Before we do anything, let's not even go there. Let's give it a fair shot. Let's drive it and see how it does on a first drive review.
Sounds good to me. Check it out next on the Fast Lane Car.